August is Gastroparesis Awareness Month. I have gastroparesis and intestinal failure on top of that. Most people do not have both, but I unfortunately do. But not everyone who has gastroparesis has intestinal failure. Gastroparesis is a chronic illness where your stomach is partially or fully paralyzed. This causes a lot of extreme symptoms and a lot of issues throughout your whole body because we can't get nutrition in and absorb it. There are very few treatments for gastroparesis and no cure. Unfortunately, not everyone responds to the few treatments that are out there, causing us to suffer and essentially starve until a doctor can intervene with artificial nutrition. Artificial nutrition is what I'm on. It's what I'm doing now. I am on TPN. That is not the only form of artificial nutrition. This is the last resort type of nutrition that you can get. But most people with gastroparesis, if they need artificial nutrition, they will use feeding tubes. And there's several different types of feeding tubes. There are nasal tubes, surgical tubes. It depends on the person and their gastroparesis and how it responds. For me, unfortunately, I tried J-tube feeds and did not tolerate them, but we did not know I had intestinal failure at that time. It wasn't until after several months of trying it and I continued to get worse that we found out that I had intestinal failure. I want to focus on gastroparesis since that is August. August is Gastroparesis Awareness Month. I rely on my central line to receive all of my nutrition and my fluids and all of my medications that I need. I've been on TPN for over 3.5 years. I was diagnosed with gastroparesis back in 2018, and I tried the treatments available. I tried diet modifications, I tried medications, I tried different surgeries, gastric stimulator, and nothing worked for me. So when nothing worked, we turned to J-tube feeds, which unfortunately did not work also, and I ended up on TPN. But gastroparesis causes a lot of symptoms. Everyone with gastroparesis has different severities. They experience it different. But for me, it causes a lot of nausea and vomiting, a ton of abdominal pain, bloating, severe intestinal pain, severe upper abdominal pain, hypoglycemia, which is low blood sugar, which that causes a lot of other issues, which that comes with being on TPN as well. TPN causes a lot of complications, especially long term. Like, I've been on TPN for so long, it's not meant to be for years. And so it can cause more issues and more complications, but it's giving me the nutrition, because if I wasn't on TPN, I would not have been alive today. I do have a G-tube, and that is to drain my stomach 24/7 because my stomach cannot digest its own stomach bile. So without the G-tube, I'm throwing up constantly. So I have the G-tube to be able to drain my stomach bile. I also take several meds for gastroparesis constantly throughout the day. They're all IV meds, obviously, because I cannot tolerate anything orally. Some people with gastroparesis are able to take meds through a J-tube, and even if they're on TPN, because meds through a J-tube is a small amount compared to feeds, so if they don't tolerate feeds through a J-tube, they may still be able to take meds through a J-tube. But in my case, I wasn't able to tolerate the small amount either. I want to raise more awareness for gastroparesis because it needs more research and it needs more treatments and it needs a cure for us. I'm sorry if this voiceover is so everywhere. I am still in the hospital recovering from my bilateral leg amputation and I'm in a lot of pain and not doing the best. But I wanted to get this video up because it is almost the end of August, so